Oh, you're actually playing against real people? Ah, that's nice. Okay, so on to the next thing. Since I finished level 7, this dungeon I'm working on is a mini dungeon. Not gonna be big, probably around the same size and complexity of Sweltering Iron Mine is this sunken ship here. So now that you've finished level 7, you basically have access to an insane amount of the game. Or shall I say overworld. So like, yeah, everything that was over here you can now see. I'm gonna have to do something with this island and possibly with these screens. Yeah, there's a lot here now that I need to consider. And I'm thinking, I don't know where I want this whirlpool to go. Probably here. Oh, so if any of you watching are also creating your own quest and you have this issue, I don't know how many other devs have this issue, but if you do, so these warps need to be on layer 0 in order to work. And like there's no background here. You can see that I have transparency, so it looks strange. So I would need to use layers 2 or 3 for to make a negative layer to make it look good. You actually don't need to do that. Make it an FFC. Simply just do literally what I did. Now you'll see it looks good. I could even put it anywhere I want and it works. I think it works. I should actually double check that. I've done this with other warps. Actually, no, I think I did it with this kind of warp, so it should work. Yeah, it works. Ever since I learned that you could do this, it's been kind of big. So, like right there. Anyway, that's very cool. But yeah, so I'm working on this. When you use a giant bomb, you know, it does that. The idea is that this is a ship that you were originally on at the very beginning of the game that got destroyed by the Leviathan. And that's what I'm building. So, yeah, that is what I'm building. I drew some custom tiles here. These and these are actually, well, okay, no, these are from Islands of Zelda. Because whenever I thought of a sunken wrecked ship in Zelda Classic, that is, my first thoughts always went to Islands of Zelda because it was a very cool sunken ship dungeon. So I tried to find a way to contact Lightwolf. I assume it's okay to use the tiles from that quest. I don't even know if he drew them. It might have been just part of that tile set. But I ended up changing what he had. Like, first of all, I had to change these a lot to even make them look good. The colors were messed up. And these 4 were originally from that. These 4 and this one, plus these. I drew these off of these. And then of course I took bites out of my walls to create that look. Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. And I originally just drew I used the four corners that Light Wolf had here, but then I wanted to have four directions, and I wanted them to also mesh. Like this one, I wanted to oops. I wanted to have, say, this work with this. As you can see, that looks bad. So that's right, drew my own corners. So technically I don't even need these. I don't know why that's over there. Um yeah. So, and then I have what I have. So yeah. That's where I'm at. Um just very early stages. All I know about this dungeon are the floors. Gonna start trying to be more conservative with maps. I'm using the same map as this overworld here, trying to be a little conservative. Not that I'm running low, but I would like to start being a little bit more conscious about it before I would start running low. But yeah, trying to really keep make this look like a sunken ship. It was really hard for me to not make this be side view, especially considering I've just done 2 full scale side view dungeons. My mind's kind of like, how do I even do top down now? So it's been hard, but I'm gonna make it work, and I actually know how to make it work. Hey, SLT, welcome to the stream. So the layout of this dungeon is quite simply like when you put F1 and B1 together, it's the shape of a ship. Although wait. Oops. No, that's fine. I think this will work. Yeah, but that's what it is. It's like a ship that rotate at 90 degrees and then, that's how it is. Yeah. So just kind of working through this, seeing what I could do here to make this a good dungeon. Drew these custom tiles. I think they look good. So hopefully it'll work well. How you doing, SLT? Ooh, I didn't consider how these walls would look together. Ooh, those don't look all that right. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. Because I had to put this one up against this one. And there's a discrepancy there by two pixels. So I think I'm gonna shave off 2 from that. So now that should look I think this one could look a little bit better. I think that's fine. That looks good. Another one looks weird, and it's this one. Yeah, I'd say that looks good. All right. I don't know if I want to stick with this palette. I'm actually okay with it. I think it's fine. See, and I could put these here. So yeah, I'm kind of just doing this, going as I go. Hmm. I actually don't know if I like this. Well, it looks cool, but it doesn't really fit, I don't think. I want to try to make it work. Cause like, what if like that were it's the wall? Like, what if this were? No, that wouldn't really work though. Hmm. Cause like if you rotated this 90 degrees to counterclockwise, this column slash row and this column slash row are one deck. Okay, no, then this does work. Okay. No, see, that's why I need the walls like that, because that just doesn't look right now. So I do need that. Um, well, it also wait. What am I doing? It wouldn't be these, and even then, it would be it'd be these. How did that get through? Oh, that's how. This looks messed up. That needs to be this. There we go. But yeah, big inspiration from Islands of Zelda for this dungeon for sure. Because Lightwolf did an excellent job with his sunken ship dungeon. I knew from the start when I first was going to have this be a dungeon that I would be taking inspiration from that, and that I wanted the tiles. Interesting. Okay. So now we're going up to a higher deck. Hmm. It is not symmetrical. Hmm. So there's only going to be, I think, 3 decks. Which will make this doable. Well, the third deck will be outside. Because like these 2 screens are the lowest deck of the ship, and then these are the next lowest. So this is lowest, second lowest, and then this would be like on top of the ship. Okay. Okay, I see. So I guess that doesn't look right. Because like I would think I would do this then. How do I do this to where it actually makes sense? It's crazy to think that these screens I created years ago. These 3 screens. So the answer is I will need to do this in order for this to work. It can't be that. It'd have to be this. This is how I can get around not having walls around everything. But no, wait, that doesn't make sense. I still will. This will still need to be like this. Which I guess I don't need to overcomplicate it. Because, like, honestly, no, this works fine. Yeah, here I am trying to overcomplicate it. Because then this just goes here. Yeah. This kind of goes against my own strategy, though, where each floor is a different color or different tile. So, like, it wouldn't be this, it would be something else. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go with it for now. I also just realized, is this going to be a side view? Yeah, it'll be a side warp. Hey, Elegant. So does that mean that the other map is even really... Is that even a B1 at this point? How's this gonna work? Because, like, okay, let's mentally go forward with the idea that the ship is laying at the bottom of the water. You bomb it, and it's like not vertical sitting anymore. It's now lying down. So yeah, then it wouldn't be a B1. I I don't know. Do I want it to be a B1? I kind of need to know. I need to figure this out. Um, like I could probably no, I think I can make it work. I mean, it's actually just a matter of terminology. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep the name of B1F1, but I'm not gonna treat it that way because technically you're going to F1 here, and then this is like B1 F1, and then the highest deck is F2. But by DMAP, that's not how it's gonna work. So I'm just gonna not worry about it. That's gonna be my consensus. I need my notebook. Yeah, if anyone wants to see the concept art for this dungeon, check out the there's a channel in my dev server where in the updates channel, I posted the sketches that got me to this. Okay, so in my notes I said that there's no keys, but you want to get to the bottom deck. That's actually not true now, because we've already established we're in the bottom deck. You want to get to the captain's quarters. That's actually what you're trying to do. Okay. So basically, you're trying to get to what is essentially these two screens here on the top here. Like if you rotate this map again 90 degrees counterclockwise, that would be like the top. All right. Hmm. So I said that there wouldn't be any keys here. What the heck would be the point of going this way? There would need to be a key. Then again, this could just be boss key. That could be your reason to go this way. And I'm not trying to make this a really complicated dungeon. This is not right. There we go. It still looks weird. Hmm. I mean, how would it look? All right, sounds good. Elegant. God, that just looks so weird. No, I don't like any of this. That looks better. Oh, no, I want this to be like I mean, at this point, why don't I just like just do that at this point? That looks weird. Now I need to add some water damage. So what am I thinking for this dungeon? Definitely at least one block puzzle. Um, hmm. There we go. I also can't forget to have shallow water. Hmm. Maybe on the higher decks. I don't know. Hmm. Just try to focus more on getting the base layout, and then I can worry about what each of these individual screens will be later. We're on a ship, so you gotta have some cabins, right? This could actually be a lot smaller. I can make this a lot better. Let's have it start here. And of course, this is going to be like that. That's not right. It'd be like, how big do we think that we need a cabin to be? Maybe like here? Probably even smaller, yeah. Do it like that. Well, the 3x3 makes more sense because then I can make the entrance more uniform. Meaning it'll just like this looks better. If it were too high, then the entrance would look strange. This looks better. Plus I can still fit a lot of cabins like this. Because this basically just requires this. This. That's actually a really elegant way to do that. Huh. Sweet. This will just be a row of cabins. Man, my hand's so unsteady tonight. So, copy from the bottom. I can actually make it more uniform if it's like this. Whoops. No, wait, that was correct. There we go. Because then basically, this screen can look like this screen. Just copy paste it, which is what I did. Nice. That looks cool. I can imagine you are Elegant Productions. Wish I had a steady hand tonight. It's kind of annoying. I'm just gonna draw everything as ground, and then I'll add water as I get ideas for it. I really just want to push for like a complete layout. There we go. Cool. So I think this column is going to be a lot of like barrels and supplies, and this one's going to be like where the cabins were. So there's going to be some beds. So now we're actually going to do a side warp here to these screens. Why am I over here now? What? There we go. Okay. So that's 93OC. Yeah, what? B1. This screen. Go. Okay, I don't know what happened. It looked like it didn't do the right thing. It's not. It's taking me one screen down. What the heck? Okay. No, it went to the wrong screen. What? That's what I'm selecting. Unless that's not accurate to the D map. I hate that when I have this alphabetized, it starts it like this, but there's ones above it. It's starting at 0. It should start at the top of the list. Ah, yes. I do see that this is incorrect. In fact, actually, I should look at the D map here. So it's 4 high and then that. 4 high and then that. Yes. B1 is 4 and then that. See, this is also incorrect. Okay, so this makes more sense now. Wait, this doesn't make sense now. Wait, I'm still confused. What I have with the D map does not line up. All right, I think that's why. Okay. Okay. Cool. So now we're all linked up. Okay. So there'll be 6 cabins. And then we're gonna need like a mess hall. So like obviously this is gonna be a very small dungeon. I've already gotten like half of it done. In terms of the basic structure, that is. Yeah, I did preset all the preset the palettes. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Especially considering Demo 6 here is gonna have a lot of small dungeons. Like, I guess I'll show it off here. So Demo 5 was this. Um, 3 primary dungeons, 2 mini dungeons, and an optional. This was small. This was small. This was large. So 1, 2, 3, 4 large dungeons. Here's Demo 6. 1, 2, 3 large dungeons. Small. I want this to be somewhat small. This is going to be huge, and this is also going to be large. So the only small dungeons are going to be these, and this may not even be that small, honestly. We'll see. So Demo 6 has a lot on its plate. It's probably going to add like a good 10 hours of content, maybe 8. And then Demo 7 will be the rest of that. And then there's obviously post game too. I'm honestly hoping to finish the layout of this dungeon tonight. I don't see how I couldn't. It is a big demo. And I mean, it makes sense considering where we are now in the game. Like we're talking level 7, 8, and 9. So we're no longer in small dungeon territory. We're getting to we're past the halfway point on dungeons now. How many demos? I could keep this up. Yeah, I'll just put it here. So demo 6 is this. Demo 6 gets up to level 9. It finishes level 9. Demo 7 will be the last primary dungeons, 10, 11, 12. And then demo, so I guess I didn't like fully flesh it out here. Well, it looks like I said demo 8 is going to be post game, but the idea is there won't be a demo 8. This would essentially be version 1, which will that's like everything here. So like, what if I were to put notes here? I would say, let's see, main story. Really? So that's what I'm thinking is the goal, since version 1 isn't going to have like quote unquote checklist of dungeons. It's going to be more so this is the game state. And then version 2 is going to have post game all side blank. So like this Chapel of Vermination, honestly that could it's a post game thing, but that can honestly go under version 1. Yeah, I am. The main skeleton of the game is, I'm well over halfway now. Like, groundwork, yeah, it's not, yeah, I'd actually agree with that statement. It's not so much as groundwork, it's more so like I've spent so much time working on groundwork up until now it's just, I have mechanics, sort of, I just need to build the game. The game needs to be physically built. I need to physically lay combos to finish it. I guess another one here, story fleshed out, meaning cut scenes and such. Because like I there's only like a couple cutscenes in my quest in the game. There's gonna be a lot of cutscenes. Maybe not after every dungeon, but a lot. In fact, I'll just say cutscenes. As well as Chapel of Rumination here. But then, yeah, like basically I plan on the quote unquote final release, obviously not counting bug fixes, will be under will be under 2. And then there'll probably be a 2 dot. In fact, I should technically, since this is major versions, I should do this. There I don't want there to be like a 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. There might be a 1.0.1, 1.0.3, sure. But once I hit 2, this is the final major version. There won't be a version 3. So there'll be probably a 2.1.3, 2.1 or 2.3.4, you know. What would warrant updating this number would be if I add like a dungeon or I add like a new quest or whatever. And then what changes, I don't know if anyone's familiar with like software versioning, but major would be like breaking, like an overhaul to the game. Like if I changed, like what would make this version 2 go to a 3 would be like I introduced the Rock's Feather that touches so much of the game. It would be basic. I'd have to touch everything almost. What this would be the second number. So this is a major version. So something that would affect a lot of the foundation of the game. This is a minor version. What would affect that is like a new quest. Doesn't really affect too much, but it's in addition to the software. And this is a bug fix, so that would obviously be bug fixes. So if I push a new version up that has a bunch of fixes that, say, playtesters or actual players have found, since this would be a final-ish version, that's the number I'd increment. Yeah, I've definitely had emotions that are hard to describe. Like, obviously, I've been doing this since 2019. It's 2025. The thought, it's almost like when I first started this, I didn't think that it would be done. You know, it's like, how do you mentally consider the fact that what you're working on now will eventually have an end? Like, this game I will eventually be done with it, assuming I didn't give up on it. And it's like, it was incomprehensible to some degree that like demo 5, you know, I was, yeah, I'd say demo 5 when I was just working on like level 4, level 3, stuff like that. It's like, okay, you know, there's still so much more work to be done in the future that, like, I don't even need to think about it. But it's like, now that I've, like looking at my checklist here, I finished Hylian Wreck, and, like, obviously then I have a lot of smaller stuff, like whatever the heck, I don't know what this is going to be. And then I have, like, empty screens here with water. I have this little thing that I put here years ago that I don't even know what it's gonna be. I think I thought it might be like a heart piece, kill enemies for heart piece or whatever. I don't know. Just now that you get the flippers, I need to figure a lot out. Which the flippers is a fantastic item for making me relook at the whole world, because I have to. There's a lot of water, and don't even get me started on this map that is basically just water. I don't know. I forgot where I was going with this, but yeah, it's hard to even fathom it, and especially when I get to demo 7, which is actually the final demo. I don't know. The next couple years are gonna be interesting. The next couple years of dev will be much more interesting than the last 6 years, like, together, because now, like, all these ideas and notes and thoughts I've had are going to actually, like, become relevant. Because, like, I've had this notes folder, all these notes, all these ideas. You open any of these ideas, notes, and you got a whole bunch of just thoughts that I would get in the middle of the night that I'd document. It's like, once I get to, you know, version 1, maybe version 2, I feel like I do a lot of this in version 1. that's when I need to actually read these. Like, go back and read them all and consider, like, we're near the end here. If I want one of these ideas in here, I gotta actually do it now because we're getting there. Um, yeah. So it's just crazy to think about, you know, the fact that this, what felt like an infinite project, is definitely feeling a lot more finite, and it's a weird thing. Um, the fact that this game is actually gonna be not a thing that I work on constantly at some point. So we'll see. Yeah, it's a hard thing to think about. At the beginning, you said it feels a bit underwhelming. For me, it was overwhelming. Yeah, giving up's out of the question. I agree. Hard to design around, but I find the hardest items to design around are the feather and hookshot. Hookshot? Really? Hookshot was easy for me. And honestly, the flippers aren't that hard either. Yeah, exactly. Infinite projects, not infinite. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really had issues thinking about how to like design. Uh, I suppose level 7 was interesting because I did side view swimming. So it did. So level 7 took me, oddly enough, it didn't actually take me that long to do, like a couple weeks, to get it to where it is now. Um, but it was very mentally challenging because I had never done side view swimming, and like, especially considering I added another layer of complexity with this dungeon where it's level state, so this water isn't always here. So in a way, you almost kind of have like 4 floors to the dungeon, because you swap the water here. Left side is water, right side is not, and then you can swap it with the ocarina. Um, so yeah, it was a new experience. I had to actually like figure out how to do it because I didn't know how to do it when I was going into it. I knew what I wanted, and actually originally I was gonna have like water temple-esque themes in that, but I changed that because it was already getting complicated as it was. I didn't want you to have water that you raised and lowered. It was just getting to be too much. Hookshot problem is more I get people stuck with no way back. Yeah, it doesn't help that the hookshot's jank. I guess you just need to like it that is actually hard because you kind of need to experience a soft locking to know like how can I combat this, and sometimes it may cause you to have to redesign things that you're just kind of like, I don't want to have to change this. It looks cool or whatever. Um, so yeah, like there's that. Um, I shouldn't have done that actually. Shoot. Also, why was I was weird. I was doing shift alt click, left click, which is like grab combo, like that. I was doing that here when there's nothing there, and it was still on that. I don't know how that was weird. Um, is that a complete side view dungeon, or do you go between? You go between. Um, floor 1 is a standard top down dungeon. And my big challenge with side view is always like, how do you conceptualize the dungeon such that going between top down and side view isn't confusing, like to where you can anticipate where you're gonna come out. Um, think about having this map on a sheet of paper, flat, and then on this row here, have this map, but then rotate it 90 degrees towards you to where it forms like an L shape. Because like this screen and this screen connects to this screen and this screen. So like for instance, this screen here is not above this screen here. This column, this whole column is below the central column of this floor. If that makes any sense. That's what the image I had in my head as I was designing it to make sense of it. Because if I can't make sense of the layout, then it's not going to be a good dungeon. What's going on here? Oh, I modified layer screens, so now there's no layers here. So this is 94, 95, 96, right? Yeah. And this is 4B. Unfortunately, the way I did this, I have to manually do layers because I didn't want to overwrite anything anywhere else. It makes complete sense. Oh, you understand it. Okay, good. Because it's like you have to think of like a 3D shape in a 2D space. So I didn't know if what I was saying made any sense whatsoever. But cool. Yeah. That's what was that. So mechanically, like for me, level 7 was a very complex dungeon to think about. Even though for a player, it's not going to be that complex. It's fun though. My playtesting in it, I had a lot of fun. It's a really cool dungeon, and I very much like the music I have set for it. So I like it. If you want to get really fun with it, you think of the elevation of the top floor, and you may wind up dropping an entrance into side view down X screens. Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, I've done things where it's like I have two sets of walls here. Like this is the ground. This is one layer up. This is two layers up. Like, okay, here's kind of an example of what you're talking about that I've had to deal with, and that's over here. So I don't know if players will pick up on this with my Suma's Pass dungeon that's here. But this wall here is 4 walls high, right? So if I go into this staircase, 2, 4, this is ground level. So this dirt right here is the same layer. It's on the same elevation as this dirt. Or no, as the sand down here, because you went down. So that means this sand down here is actually one elevation lower than this sand here. You're actually deeper down. In fact, you really want to go that far, you're at the same level as this poison. So, yeah, and the entirety of this dungeon here makes continuital sense with elevation. That's why there's screens like this with all these walls. It makes continuital sense with the outside geography. Did I need to do that? God, no. But I wanted to, I guess. Yep. My entire quest it hinges on like keeping consistency between things. Even if 90% of players aren't even going to think much of it, they might just go into that one screen in Suma's Pass and say, why is there so many walls? But you know what? You pay attention, you'll know why. And it ultimately will hopefully create more appreciation for the world, because I actually do care about the world. And I want it to flow well. I want it to make sense. Because ultimately, as a developer, it makes it easier to work with if it makes sense to me, and I use some sort of rules Even if they're not logical rules, they're just like my own mental rules. It makes it easier for me to understand how to build it and how to like, if there's a problem with it and I need to fix it, it makes it easier for me to fix it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's kind of a curse trying to design like that. Um because yeah, you definitely do lose a lot of real estate. Um which, I mean it happens, but um ultimately you get a better product. And I actually during the development of demo 5, I actually found out there was an issue with this dungeon, level 2, which was like a demo 3 thing. Um I had to redo all of these walls here, like basically all of these, because it didn't make sense. I had a wall here that just kind of went to nothing. And actually, I think it's still. See, it's still messed up. There's still something not right about this. Yeah. And oh, it's because of the way I designed the boss room. I like the layout, and I don't want to modify the layout. Wait a minute. Here I am going on a tangent. I think I see how to fix it. I see how to fix it. Oh no, the issue. Oh no, wait, no, never mind. I got myself confused because now this wall goes away. And now this wall can come here. Come Heather. That actually needs... Oh. That's only on layer 2 because it was above. Oh. That's why this was messed. Wait, why didn't... Okay. I'm stupid. Wait, maybe I'm not... Well, I am stupid, but I don't know if that's the issue here. Because what if I just did this? And then just had this wall, like, follow down this way. Does that make continuital sense? I think it does. Oh, no. Okay, I see why this is a challenge. It's because this is a down-facing wall and this is a down-facing wall. There's no up-facing right here. Oh, this is even more screwed up than I thought it was. It's like screwed up on a foundational level. Because, that's on there. That's down one level. So this wall and this wall are at the same level. This is above, so this is on the same level as this, but it's not presented that way. Hmm. Well, this is an issue I've gotten annoyed by, and it's only annoying me even more now because it truly is fundamentally screwed up. This wall does not do any... It doesn't help at all. I would almost want to see if I could get rid of this wall. I mean, realistically, do I need it? Why don't I just turn the wall... So the problem is, if I turn the wall around, if I were to say do this, then I need to add the other side to it, which still adds depth to it. So no matter what I do, it's going to add depth to it. Which is going to add depth to the entire wall. Which up here isn't an issue. down here where it's more cramped is an issue. Nah, I want to fix this. This has been a thorn in my side for a while. Because now this would just be like this. This wall would kind of just go like, well, not like that. No, you could just go straight down now at this point. I could do this. There. Well, hang on. Is that correct? I don't actually know if that's correct. Just a second. Oops. So that's going to be like that now, which means this is going to wrap this way. Which honestly can mean this can wrap this way. This no longer needs to go... Oh, wait, but I have it wrap around. Oh. Okay, so I have that connect. Oh, wait, that's fine, though. This completely mitigates the original issue now. Because now this makes continuital sense. This is correct. So no longer a problem. I can just kind of flesh this out entirely now. I mean, yeah, I wanted to fix this. There's a reason why I was able to pinpoint this screen exactly at that moment when we were talking about this, because it's been a pain in my side. Although, see, at this point, I can actually make these walls look a little nicer and just have it, like, hug this wall. It doesn't need to hug itself. I can just have it hug this wall. And just kind of go... I could just have it, like, do something like that. I don't need to do all this, necessarily. Oops. Well, shoot. Okay, that's fine. So this goes away now. Yeah, that's fine. The only complexity now is this particular part. We're getting to the hard part of this fix now, where I actually need to, like... I could also improve this. I could update this to more modern standards now. None of you guys actually trigger secrets, though. Forgot I did hammer too. That's cool. Although, you know what's funny, at this point it won't even have... You won't even have the hammer. There's no hammer here. I could have this be -1. And the only difference is trigger secret states. Yeah. Sure. Page 33. So this guy. Let's get you back to your proper map. There you go. Okay. So then back here. Now this could be this. So that now triggers secrets. That actually didn't change anything. That didn't actually fix an issue. It just kind of improved. Let's do some regression testing. You know, let's test it with the hammer too. What the heck? Nice. It still does what it should. Hey, Donuts. How's Hyrule's Defender doing? It's going all right. How are you doing? Okay, so where this is a challenge is with this guy right here. This is using a script, which, quite honestly, has no reason to use a script. And I actually have an example of that working because I did it in level 7. This is a cool area of my combo pages. These are combo trigger centric triggers. So like if I wanted 1 magic trigger, use this. If I wanted to have 8, I just have to place this on that same screen and it works. And then here's some prisms. Same with candles. These are basically these are replacements of the old-fashioned like burn trigger or burn flag, magic flag. It's all combo trigger related. I think this is even, yep. So this isn't what I'm looking for, but this is getting close to what I'm looking for, where it's a step. I think this is it here. Yeah, so I could basically copy these and just remove this because that's a toggle state for level 7. But step trigger, I could basically just copy that, and then that becomes my step trigger secrets thing. So let's see, where are you? I think what I might do is let's just grab these combos. Let's actually build this out. Okay. So we're gonna have, I know we're hitting a tangent, but that's fine. So step trigger, okay, so that's, oh, hang on, that triggers secrets. Ooh, I can't do 0 because that's what the bomb rock is. No, let's do 0. I'll just change that. So it's not actually going to trigger secrets. So let's see. So step effects combo change. X state 0. Okay. So that'll advance to this guy, which I don't want any states on that. Just it'll let it be. But now back to this. Now this is an issue because now this is using X state 1. Or no, X state 0. Yeah. So I think if I reverted this back to the old rock, now the new step thing that is now gone because I scrolled away from it should be somewhere in this specific, or no, it should be up here. It's not up, it's down now, I think. Here we are. Okay, so now this should basically make it to where I don't need this FFC, and this now is just this. Although, shoot, that's gonna have to be on layer 0, isn't it? Oh, that's fine. I apparently use negative layers here. Yeah. Okay. Because you can actually see the oddity with this, how I have these on layer 0. We're gonna get rid of these 98s. So this is gonna have to be that. This is gonna be that and that. Put some dirt there. That didn't look right. There's also gonna need to be some flags here. There, because now this is gonna have to move over. That needs to move over to make room for this guy. Put this pebble there. Okay. Secrets. Now, triggering secrets does that. The issue here is these walls need to now... Oh, shoot. Okay. These are becoming proprietary. They're not becoming... They're not generic. So let's move them somewhere that makes them less generic. I have all these custom combos here. Sure, these are random. So page 29. I'm gonna need 4 combo. Actually, I'm gonna need 5 combos. Because what I'm also going to need... This was page 29. Yes. I need this one. Actually, I'm gonna need 10. Oh, God. I'm gonna need these, and then I'm gonna need the stair combos I have. Which... Hang on a minute. Oh, shoot. I'm just gonna undo a little bit because I need these combos. These are different. Ah, see, yep, there we are. Okay. I'm gonna need all 5 of these plus... Well, actually... I'll just need 6 combos for this to accomplish what I'm trying to do. Okay, so let's move these somewhere more out of the way. Like, I think here's good. I'm gonna actually put these here. Let's put you there. And then let's make this a transparent tile. So quite simply, all of these guys... Or actually, I will need another one. Let's put that there. Page 31. Oh, shoot. Funny enough, all these combos right here I actually technically don't need because I'm no longer using my scripted subscreens. Also, it's nice whenever you go to whenever you do this scroll the page. If I type like 21, it's actually gonna take me to page 20. So that's real nice. What I need now is this. There. Except it's not that one. I need this guy. Okay. So these are all the combos I need for this. So let's put you there. Let's put these on one. That there. Wait. I don't need all this. There. That's actually... Hang on. I can create a smaller footprint here. There. Now that's officially all I need. So that one. Crap. Let's put that there. So what triggering this is gonna do is it's gonna set X state 0. These are all gonna respond. Luckily, once I make one, I could just copy and paste the rest. The one thing that will change is the combo change. Is it 1 from this one? Yeah, so that changes to this, which is 1. And now I can copy paste that to this. Do that. Except this will change by 1, 2, 3, -3. That'll change -3. So both of these are set up. So the reason this changed is because now this... Well, this is actually going to get the same... Actually, I could just directly copy paste this triggers tab because it'll change from nothing to a stair, which is what I want. So I'll put this on layer 0 like that. Oh, but now that looks weird. Okay, so I think this is actually going to have to go on layer 2. Because now this will go on layer 1, and then on layer 0, this will just be water, and then this will be dirt. Okay. I think this works. And it has improved walls. Walls that make sense. So let's hammer this. Oh, it actually is just bomb now. So that does the right thing. And now, well, it shouldn't be here, but it's exactly what it should be. So, cool. Quite simply, just get rid of this there. Perfect. Now I could basically finish the walls. So let's fix the rest of these walls. There. I think this years-long issue is now resolved. Like, actually resolved, and not me trying to resolve it. It actually is resolved. Make sure to make this dark again. Yeah, I'd say it's resolved now. Cool. So thank you for making me want to do this. Elegant. Because now it's fixed. Fixed. Not temporarily fixed, actually fixed. Let's return back to our ship. So okay. So now we're going up a deck here. And it is done. Nice. Yeah, I agree. It can be hard sometimes to feel like fixing it. Because it's very much a thing of like, it doesn't need to be fixed right now. It's very low priority. But I mean, it needs to get fixed at some point. I just need, yeah, like you said, I need to be in the mood to want to address uh, essentially monotonous things like that. Oh my god, all that, and I ended up deleting it all. There you go. Oops. Okay. So we're going up a deck. Basically the same thing that I did over here. I need to do over here. Um I mean, I could just do that. Is that how I did this here? Yeah, I just had to go off into oblivion. It's one of those few cases where it's like, I'm just not going to worry about that. Actually, it's fine because there is another screen down here, so I will be able to worry about that. And with this being a dead end screen, I actually have an idea of how I can make that work. Hmm. Wait, how did I do this? So that was like that. Hmm. Okay, so I guess in this case, it very easily can just go like this. Okay. Oh wait, what I wanted to do here was this. There you go. So we're getting to the end here now. This could be a simple navigation room. From this perspective. Hmm. But then, ooh, I think it actually gets easier if I just blow out this wall. To do what I'm trying to do, I think this is the easier strategy. Um, Kind of feeling a block puzzle here. Sometimes you just need a block puzzle to give a dungeon some substance, which is kind of what I'm feeling for this particular um situation. There we go. Block puzzle to unlock that path. There we go. I like it. And this is an instance where I could like just have this be some ruined walls. Hmm. It's probably okay. This could be a bit of a flooded bit here. Oh my god. Okay. It really doesn't take long to set that stuff up, so that's good. Okay. 5 more screens. And this will probably be the miraculous item that is the Master Sword. So yes, you get the Master Sword here. Kind of crazy. It's especially crazy because anytime I would test my quest, by default, I guess I'm not editing. Well, I guess I can't edit default. That's always what is said. So it's just funny that, hey, you actually have it now. Soon, when I hit the test mode and I have the Master Sword, it's no longer OP. It's actually what you'd have at that point in the game. It's wild. Okay. So I kind of would like this whole segment of the ship to be completely ruined with water. So I'm basically just going to do this. And let's clean it up to actually make sense with the wallet, the screen edges. Okay. And perhaps perhaps you actually have to get the Master Sword out of water. Oh my god, I know exactly what it's going to be. I need to go to my level 7. It's going to be a dive for item. Shoot. I do a dive for item. Where do I do that? I think I do it over here. Yes. I do a dive for item here. I think it's this one. No. I thought it was here. Huh? Oh wait. What? Oh, cool. Dive for the Master Sword. Yes. Yes. Yes, indeed. Um, one of these guys is a dive. Dive trigger. Oh, that's dive trigger. Screw it. Um, oh. Oh, that's right, it is. I forgot about that. I have one of those somewhere. I don't know where, but this is fine. Oh wait, no, isn't it over here? 13, right? Yeah. Huh. Oh well, I have one here now. So, yeah. I'm just gonna do that so I actually remember. Um, Not that I'm not gonna be getting back to the screen for a while. If I recall correctly, that pulls off of special item. Yeah. I'll make it obvious. I'll make it obvious that that's a dive spot. So I'm not really worried. So this part of the ship's real flooded. Yeah, I would agree. It'd be nice if you could do that. There's been a lot of times that I'd want to move stuff around, but can't. Actually, let's design this first. I'm actually gonna say, let's have you come from. Let's have you come from here. This is where you enter the screen. So these are essentially the captain's quarters. Um. So upon entering, let's build the walls first. Let's get rid of the water, and then it's easier for me to start with a clean slate. I'm gonna kind of play on the thought that a player that comes in here, there won't be like an obvious item, and so the player will be like, "Huh, there has to be something here. What is it?" I'm kind of gonna rely on that a little bit. Um, I don't know. Then that would be like right there or something. Um, not entirely flooded. Right, and I don't do dead ends. Oops, I did that in reverse. I emphasize the fact that everything in this quest has a purpose. I just realized. So there's that one, and then there's this one. 39.3B or 89.3B. Oh, there we go. I knew that would make it easy to suss it out. Okay. And I mean, what I could do to make it more obvious is I could just simply change the tile to this. I mean, that's like, there's obviously something not right about that. There's something here. So that's my argument there. Like, you need to be to some degree observant. And I mean, you're already like 20 plus hours in. Actually, you're definitely over 20 hours into the game. You should know there's something there. So, sorry, not sorry if that's not clear. Okay, so I'm basically thinking what I'm going to do. So I place the water. I'm now going to design rooms, not considering the water, and then conform the rooms to the water. That's what I'm going to try doing here. I'm going to see how well this strategy of developing these screens works. It's obviously different, but still blends in well enough with the water. That's already there. Yeah. Yeah, I think it works. Okay, so the reason I wanted to do this way is because I want to see how I can make everything work with I wanted to here's how I'll phrase it. I wanted to create a more organic feel. Um yeah, that's the goal. I want a more organic feel, which sometimes I'll even design walls like this to kind of create that organic feel. It's kind of a nuisance to like structure out, and actually on second thought, I don't really want to do that here because this is a ship that was crafted, so they wouldn't build their rooms to be random. So don't know why my hand is so not good tonight. There we go. So the reason I wanted to do it this way is because I'm going to use these barrels and these ruined walls to basically take any wall that's sitting on water and replace it with these because these are solid. So like for instance, this wall here. Whoops. This is all on water, right? God dang it. Remove it. And then I want to make. We're actually going to make a combo pool. Shoot, what page are we on? 38. Oh, all right. It remembered my page. That's super nice. Tidy up. Okay, so now I got some nice combo pools. That's basically how I design walls when I don't have a dungeon plan. It's supposed to be very clean and without many jagged edges. You're saying like with how I place these? Okay. Lots of random floating barrels. um these are basically my walls. So um I'll need to figure out a nice blend. Uh because when it comes to the walls, like for instance in this case, this is actually not that hard to figure out because I could just do that, and then for the top facing, uh dang it, this. And then I just grab my water. And there. Now it's like this shows that these walls are now busted. Um and then I think for here, there. So that's how I'm doing like busted walls. Um so now we start slowly filling in. I'll definitely be finishing this dungeon tonight. In terms of like the base layout, I should say. Obviously, I'll still have to like play test a little bit and make sure that um it makes sense. That looks strange. I don't really know how to do this particular junction right here. Because that looks weird like that. Then again, when I get the water in, I think it'll actually look better. So I'm not gonna stress it too much. I am gonna make the ship look a lot more dilapidated. I just want to get the layout done. I'm starting to do a lot of designing here, but I still have to do the rest of the ship too. So this is the part I'm not sure how I want to handle this, because I could just make it be water. But like this doesn't look right now. But granted, that's also not going to be walls. It's going to be barrels. Well, so I do like how this looks. So I think I might remove some of this water. Like maybe like something like this, to where it's not all water. And I could also just let there not be water in the walls too. Ooh, okay. I like how this is looking now. Um like I like where this is going. So that means like even here, um granted I didn't do corners, but basically I could do that, do that, do that, and this. So now remove these bits, place some water. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do about all this. Probably just have this become water going out. And then barrelify it. There. So then, yeah, I guess this would just need to become water. I like the idea of having some walls. Just kind of like you can kind of see what the room shape was at one point, but clearly got just wrecked. Something like that. And then pull out the barrels and then Yeah, I don't know what to do for the back sides of these. Not really sure. Hmm. I think it probably is fine. Because like some bits of this can have that. Yeah, it's this that I don't know what to do about. Hmm. This almost looks really cool, but there's glaring issues like this. It's like, do I just make it be all water? I don't know. What do you think, Elegant, from a design standpoint? What would make sense here? Because like obviously this all needs to be water. Like even outside of this. Because like this screen on its own looks good. This screen on its own looks good. This screen, and then this screen both have issues. And then it's like, what do I do with the water here? Do I have it just go all the way to this, or because once I figure that out, that's basically what the rest of this dungeon now is going to be, is like making the ship look destroyed and dilapidated, but somehow in a way that makes sense. Because like I could easily just do that. I think this actually. Ooh, wait. Now that I actually did it, it looks good. I actually really like this now. Because it's like it may look weird that I have water on the outside of these walls, but the ship's also like half sunk, so I feel like it makes sense that there would almost be less walls and more water, for barriers. Just by doing stuff like this. And then getting my barrels to keep you from leaving the inbounds. I like this. This looks cool. I'm actually gonna step away for a moment. I'll be right back. Okay. Need to open this. Okay. So yeah, yeah, this dungeon's actually kind of challenging from a design perspective. I think it actually will need to be water everywhere. Um I think that'll make the most sense. Um so let's replace. I'm just gonna go with this and then see how it looks. It's funny how this dungeon, like level 7 was hard because of mechanics. This is hard because of aesthetics. Oh, so I'm gonna actually get some music playing. I just realized the stream's been dead silent. I was listening to my own music, but I was getting tired of that. So let's get some. Oh. Let's enter level 7 here. There we go. Applicable music for this. So now, yeah, this dungeon it's just all aesthetics now, what I'm trying to do. Yeah. Need to grab my dilapidated wall. There we go. I think this is looking really sweet. Really looking, really excited for these designs, this aesthetic. Not something I've seen in another quest, personally. So, I think it looks real cool. And then where these are going to come in is they're like walking platforms. So, like quite simply, I made a pool. So like I can take this and just go like shwink, and then you can walk. Oh. But I'll need to put non-water combos underneath it, or make them bridges. Honestly, if I make them bridges, that would work. Because then you can walk on them. There, so now placing these, you'll be able to walk on them. Okay. So let's just like... This will be interesting. Just like cut out bits. So interesting, there's water underneath there. Weird. I don't know how that got messed up in some places. Alright, so let's take what I've done so far. And now let's add my messed up walls. Got a lot of hull damage here. Actually, I could have just done this. I will need to be careful because you can actually walk through that, so... Unfortunately, I can't do that with corners. However, I think this works. Yeah, because that could be perceived as a corner that got messed up. Same with this. See, now put water in. Oops. I didn't actually do those yet. That could actually play as a shortcut right there. Right here. Because you actually can't walk through that, oddly enough. Probably not gonna do that, but it looks like it almost could work like that. It's funny. This will be an interesting situation because... Maybe this will just need to be all the way across. Because I'm on the edge of the screen, and with the tiles I've drawn, I don't really have any way to accommodate that. Okay, so you can't break out. And actually, my whole problem with like these walls that just kind of go off into no man's land. Like, okay. Problem solved. No longer going off into no man's land. So now let's ruin some more walls up here. Okay. Ooh. Whoops. Ooh, that'll be tough to design out when it's multi-level like that. And I'll probably do more than just barrels as barricades. There's a lot more that I can do. Ah. Oh my god. Keep that. Yeah, I don't know how I would do that. So let's actually keep these. This can do this. I still need to convey the depth properly. So I can't just not do any like I can't just abolish that entirely. Oh, that actually works for a corner. No, not really. I'm gonna make this a really messed up wall. There you go. Yeah, like that one would be a challenge to make work. So I'm not gonna do that. Like that works. I think that's all of them, right? Seems like it. Alright. Cool. Yeah, I'll need to fill in some gaps. I like how this is just a completely blown out. It almost looks like a bridge. Ooh, that's weird. That needs to be like that. See, what's cool is I can also then do something like this, where you can actually like swim down here. I don't know why you do that, but I can do it. Ooh. Like, what if you actually need to swim outside of the ship to progress? Like, say right here. Like, why don't I go to my crates? Let's find some more obstacles. Ooh, oh, here we go. I was like, am I passing my boss keys? Or my my boss keys. My boss locks. There. So you do need to get the boss key. So anyway, over here, you actually need to go in the water to progress. Essentially outside the dungeon. It should be easy to find what I'm looking for here. It's coming up here soon. Here we are. All right. My crates aren't here, but there's rocks. Oh, I forgot I also wanted there to be like cave walls. This is fine. I like this. I don't know what of these looks the best. Probably this. Sweet. So this actually could be a dead end, realistically. And you need to go around. Maybe I'll have you get like an item in here, like a rupee or whatever. I don't know. But one case where it's like you actually need to like quote unquote leave the dungeon in order to progress. I think that's cool. I wanted my crates. I think I also know, I do know where that is, and I passed it thinking it was with those. Oh, it's up here. I wonder if I looked right at it and didn't acknowledge. Yep, probably. There it is. Because I could also do stuff like this. I could do stuff like this, but then add an extra layer of depth, quite literally, and grab my fabled submerged trees. But of course it wouldn't actually be submerged trees because these aren't trees. We'll do submerged card, I'll call it. So now I could take this and just cover up these barrels. Although now that becomes water. Oh, this one's not water. So it's still solid. So it still prevents passage. So that's another way that I can block the player from doing things. Doesn't always need to be a barrel floating. It could just be something like this. There, that accomplishes the same goal, but with some design variants. So I think this looks good. I think this segment is fine. Because like here, I could actually make this a dive. And then screen, room data, special, rupee. Yeah, let's go into rupees. Let's go 50. And the reason I did that is because now you actually have a reason to come onto the screen, because going down here doesn't do anything for you, really. Unless I put, like, a switch here. I don't know, I could do something there. Alright, so you can still get out over here. Let's do barrel. I'll even overkill it and put barrels like that. So I'm gonna need to put some of these now. All right, let's blow out some more walls. Yeah, how am I gonna handle this up here? Honestly, I'm probably overthinking it, and it might not be that bad. Alright, well, these walls got a little uniform on the inside, but that's fine. Make it work. Let's do all right-facing walls. Ooh, that actually looks cool. Big ramp. I really do need to play the messenger again. It's hearing this music. Make a let's play of it that actually stays on the channel. There we go. Now let's do right facing. Ooh, I missed. Oh no, I didn't do these yet. Okay. So now the other side of that. I think I missed one right here. That's actually a bottom facing wall. Okay, bottom facing walls now. Let's just blow out the corner. There shouldn't be many bottom facing ones. Let's make this easier on myself and just straight up do this here. This can actually be a right facing wall. Oh, well, if I choose the right side. That's... Combine those two, that looks cool. Oh, I didn't do these. Man, I'm like struggling to conceptualize what these should be. Dang it, I still messed up. Alright. At this point, should I just fill everything in? Like, I'm making a point to keep these. Screw it, I don't care enough. Why have I been doing that? No real reason. Uniformity for something that you're never gonna see. This just makes my life easier doing it this way. I'm like adding more work unnecessarily by maintaining these. So I'm over it. I already know now what this whole... aesthetic is. So let's just... Ooh, this looks cool looking at it like this. You can see how much of the ship is gone here. Wow. Yeah, like, screw it. Just make it all... Uh-oh. Just make it all water. I don't care. It's gonna be water, so just do it. And I'll just stick with that for now. On this layer, or on this map. Okay, because see, now it just looks... It makes my life easier. Okay. So, like, I could do some real fancy stuff here. Again, with the concept of going off the map, so to speak. So let's grab one of my apparently C-set 0 crates. Ugh. C-set 2, please. It's like, okay, so you come from up here. I'm almost considering starting from the start of the ship now. Because that'll help me understand flow better. I think this is cool. I think this is how the starting screen should be. And then the further you go, the more dilapidated it gets. So let's do what I did with the water. And like just do this. What? What the heck? That was strange. The thing is, I only started doing this where there's combo 0 under walls. I only started doing that with level 7. So I just started doing that. So it's not even like I'm abandoning a long-held standard of my development style. It's very recent. Okay, I specifically made sure not to touch the screen. Okay. Okay. So now that we know what this dungeon is going to be like, I mean, no, let's do that. these cracks are going to be all over the whole thing. So I guess let's start blowing through some walls here. Or actually, like I said, I still like that screen like that. But let's start... Shoot. Of course, I started designing some of these, so... Let's do like I did it before. So let's do top facing left side. Or let's just do it this way. At least I'm getting a lot more use out of my custom drawn tiles. I'm actually getting a lot of use out of them now. This music's been looping a bit. Let's head down under. Some different tunes. That there. That there. So to anyone watching, does this seem good? Does this work? Because I think it works, but a second opinion would be appreciated. I think I got all the walls here. Well, that's good. Oops. I think we're gonna need to need some randomness here. Oops. That started becoming very consistent. Just put a bunch of barrels there. And now let's get some crates. Start strewing some crates about. Put some on land as well. Can you break out anywhere? You can break out here. Okay, you can't break out anywhere. Oh, you can break out over here. Now let's put our non-water crate covers right there. Still might need to do something about this the pallet. Sorry, just give me a moment. All right. Okay. So I think these set of screens are good. Certainly looks destroyed, which is always nice. I am seeing instances where I need something like this. I should make inner and out. I made all the outer corners. I should make inner corners. Like all of the... okay, let's worry about that later. Let's just get like the walls done. Oh. Hi, babe. I love you too. Okay, so now these four. Boss key screen. Blow out some more walls. Oops. Okay. So... any more of these? I don't believe so. That there. I'll just put that there. I think that's it for top facing, right? Oh, technically that there. No, that would be a different one. Let's do bottom facing. I don't think there are. Oh, there's one here. Let's do right down. So like that. That. Let's do up. That would need to be that. I need to basically just follow these walls at some point and just like... does anything look not ready, not done? So that would be this one. That needs... no, that could be that. Let's do that one, that one. That looks strange. Let's take that out. Replace it with... yeah, I suppose that looks fine. Okay. So now we can barrel it. So this could be another instance where you need to actually swim around. Because I could put like crates like stacked up here, mixed in with some rocks. Can't forget rocks. Just a moment. Okay, so I'm actually gonna call it here. I think this dungeon's turning out way better than I envisioned. I was not expecting it to look like this, and it's actually cool because this is making me think of a dungeon from Final Fantasy 1. It was identical to this. It was a castle that was half flooded. And I like how this is giving vibes from that. Because I thought that dungeon was really cool and fun. It wasn't a dungeon, it was a floor in a dungeon. I think it was Earthgive Shrine from Final Fantasy 1, Dawn of Souls. I believe it was that one. So yeah, I think a lot of excellent progress was made. Didn't finish it tonight, but I mean, for a skeleton of a dungeon, this is already almost there. Like at this point, the structure is there. It's now just design, and it's kind of interesting how the design's actually driving the mechanics now. Like how I'm making you go off the ship. Like you actually have to do this in order to progress. I think that's really cool. Yeah. That'll be it for this one. So thank you, Elegant, for hopping on. Yes, and babe, thank you. Thanks for hopping on. I'll see you guys next time.